Hello and welcome to the lesson on transformations. Today we're going to be specifically looking at transformations that are called translations. Before we begin though, a transformation by definition is a change of position or size of a figure. So what we're going to start out with is what we call the pre-image. The pre-image is the original figure, okay, and usually that figure is going to be marked with like an A, maybe an A, a B, C, something like that. Then when we translate it or change its position or size, then we get what we call an image. So the prefix pre, remember, means before. So we have the before image or the pre-image, and then once we've moved it or changed the size of it, then we end up with an image. Now once we've changed it from the pre-image to the image, we're then going to use what we call the prime notation. So if I have like triangle ABC, let's say, that's going to become A prime, B prime, C prime. So this little apostrophe looking thing, this is what we call prime, okay? And you can see that it looks like this. And for transformations, we can look at things where we flip them. We can see where we slide the figure from one position to the next, or if we rotate it and make the figure turn. So as I mentioned before, in this section, we're going to look at what we call translations. And a translation, when we're talking about slides, is a transformation that moves the point the same distance and in the same direction. So if you notice here, we have our pre-image, which is L. And what we've done is we've moved L 2 units to the right. So I'm going to say 2 units right. And we've moved it 2 units up. So our translation would be 2 to the right and 2 up. And that's going to take us to what we call L prime, which is now our new image. So if we look at example 1, for part A, it says we're going to move this triangle, VRU, and we're going to translate it 3 units to the right and 6 units up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this point by point. So with V, I'm going to move V 3 units to the right, so 1, 2, 3, and 6 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this point here is my new V prime. I highly suggest you label your points as you move them so that you know what goes where. Now R is going to move 3 units to the right, so 1, 2, 3, and 6 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is R prime. And then U is also going to move 3 units to the right, so 1, 2, 3, and 6 up would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this here is U prime. Now I can go ahead and connect my points. And because I'm only translating, my image should look the exact same, just in a different spot. And in this case, V prime, R prime, U prime has done just that. Likewise, if I look at B, I need to translate this quadrilateral 1 unit left and 3 units down. So I'm just going to pick a point and I'm going to start at M. So I'm going to go 1 left and 3 down, so 1, 2, 3. So this is now going to move point M to this location. I'm going to do the same thing with L, so 1 left, 3 down, so 1, 2, 3. So this is now L prime. Q is going to go 1 left and 3 down, so 1, 2, 3. So I have Q prime. S will also do the same, so 1 left and 1, 2, 3. So this is now S prime, and I have to connect M and S, M and L, L and R, and S and Q. So you should see that you end up with something similar in shape. Now another way that we can show that we have to translate something is I have the notation here where it says X, Y, which is a coordinate point, with the arrow, which tells me to translate, and then it says X plus 2, Y plus 4. So what that's telling me is I need to move all my coordinate points to the right 2 and up 4 units. So again, I'm going to take A and I'm going to move it to the right 2. So 1, 2, and up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have A prime. P is going to move 2 units to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is P prime. D is 1 right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is D prime. And K would be 2 units to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would be K prime. And again, I'm just now going to connect my points, and I end up with something like this. I'm going to do the same thing for point B, or for part B. Now I'm going to move my X coordinates 9 units to the right, and my Y coordinates are going to go down 1. So W is going to go 9 right, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, down 1. So this is W prime. Then I have H prime, which is going to move 9 units to the right and 1 down. So here I have H prime, and S is also going to move 9 units to the right and 1 down. So here I have S prime, and if I connect these, we end up with something like that. Our third example wants us to write a rule. So in other words, what is our transformation? So what I like to do is I see that if I'm just pick a point, so I have A and A prime. So I have my pre-image and my image, and I'm going to write mine like X, Y, and I'm going to go X, and it's moving to the right, and it's doing that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So I'm going to go X plus 5, and my Y value is going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be Y minus 4, and then I'm done. And you can confirm that on any of the other points. Now for part B, I'm going to start out with my pre-image. So I'm just going to pick a point, and Q is a nice easy point to use. So I have XY is going to transform or translate into X. And actually in this case, X has not moved because it's not moving in the horizontal direction, but my Y is going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is Y minus 7. And the last thing we're going to look at is what we call a composition of transformations. Now, composition of transformation says that we have a combination of 2 or more transformation, and each transformation is performed on the image of the preceding transformation. So if you think about like a chess piece here, we're going to start out in this square here, and you can see that we could have started either right here and moved directly there, or we could have went 1 spot over and 2 spots up and ended there as well. So by going 1 spot over and 2 up, this is a composition of transformations. So to apply this to a story problem, it says Yolanda Perez is visiting San Francisco. From her hotel near Union Square, she walks 4 blocks east and 4 blocks north to the Wells Fargo History Museum to see a stagecoach and relics of the gold rush. Then she walks 5 blocks west and 3 blocks north to Cable's Car Barn Museum. It wants to know how many blocks is she from her hotel. When you're dealing with something like this, the easiest thing to do is to make your starting point 0, 0. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of follow along. So it says she walks 4 blocks east and 4 north. So 4 east would be to the right. So 4 east and 4 north is going to plop us right there. So I'm going to go 4 east, 4 north. Then it says she's going to walk 5 blocks west. So now we're going to go 5 blocks west and 3 blocks north. So now we're going to be stopping right here. So now what we have to do is we have to figure out how many blocks is she from her hotel. So what we're going to do here is I can see if I do my transformation or translation, if I had XY, I really went X, and we're going to go from this point to this point in the X direction. We subtracted 1. And my Y values, we're definitely going to add. And to this, we add 7. So we are going to say that she is 1 block west and 7 blocks north. So this is where she ends up in relationship to her hotel. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in class.